Hey, welcome to the show. You know, saving lives, the Vet Met Report. I'm AJ Williams. Hey, thanks for coming out. And today we're going to go over little burial details and a recap with the women stuff we went over last week. Be right back. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming back. Again, I'm your host, AJ Williams, for the Vet Met Report, brought to you by the Saving Lives Incorporated on CAN TV. Well, let's do a little recap from last Wednesday. We talked about one of our great population, the women veterans. Now, here's a population is taking care of home, carrying babies, help reproduce in the world, and they come out to fight also. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, a quick recap about the women's veterans. You know, the Illinois is extremely proud about their women vets. I mean, kudos, it's about time. It's about time, you know, and it's the right time. Their mission is, well, they have the Women's Veterans program. Now, their mission is to monitor and coordinate VA's administration of health care and benefit services programs for the women. I mean, they should do the men too, but hey, the women for so long been the supportive piece for the male veteran and the male soldier or male whatever Marine in that war, in that theater, and came home and no support. Just, well, she was over there, but she was getting bombed, she was getting shot at. And as today, soldier, especially in the Middle East, a lot of them shot up, trucks blown up, lost legs, arms, limbs, and they were like the forgotten soldier. They right there, but they like invisible. So it's about time that the state of Illinois and the whole United States government start recognizing these brave and honorable women for serving our country and supporting and serving the male soldier or that male military personnel. And they part of the team. They definitely part of the team. Well, as I was saying, their mission is to monitor and coordinate the VA's administration of health care and benefit services and programs for the veterans, for the women veterans. They also serve as an advocate for women veterans with the VA and the general public. And they do that in recognizing service contributions of the women veterans in the military. Also, to raise awareness of the responsibility to treat women veterans with dignity and respect. You know, you got so many times, well, man, I didn't do anything wrong. I never disrespect them. But if you disregard them, if you have no contact or you try to avoid contact, that's still disrespectfulness. They're part of the team. You see a male military personnel hurt and need some assistance, you'll run and help him, but you'll tell the female, well, she got to go over there. No. She served. She's a veteran. She comes through the same door you come through. Not she got to go to the side or go to the back door. You let her in that same door and give her the same treatment and the same respect as your male partner in that foxhole with you or whatever, driving that truck or flying that plane or on the ship. That's right. Women veterans. Give them the respect, guys. But it needs to come from the top down. It needs to come from the government. And the government needs to, for all veterans, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I've been around in the service during wartime. Fortunately, by the blessings of God, not a scratch. Other than falling down the steps or doing some PT or whatever. But hey, I got all my limbs, got my eyes and so forth. So hey, I should speak for everybody else that didn't or wasn't fortunate to come home in the same way they went. Now that's what we need to talk about. Making that military, that veteran whole again. I don't care if you got to give them some prosthesis or whatever. Let's try to make them as completely whole as we can. And stop cutting the corners. Stop cutting the corners and give it to them. Well, that's what the women's veteran is, because they were trying to take care of the men, but taking care of the men, the males, they forgot all about the females. And again, like I was telling you, the women veterans demographics, 1.8 million living women veterans of the 23.4 veterans. That's 20% of all military recruits are women. The number of women veterans enrolled for our health care is expected to double in the next 5 years. Some of the key challenges we spoke about last week. Many women veterans do not even identify or self-identify as veterans. Many are not aware and do not apply for VA benefits and services. You got some men the same, but women, one of the smallest populations, community of the veterans, and they the largest ones that get underserved. So, but they coming along because nearly 300,000 women veterans used the VA health from a report in 2009. So, where we have still some challenges are women veterans in rural areas. And that's where the piece comes turn around about the media and the VA using the media and whatever platforms or medium they use to get the word out for the benefits. Again, you hear me say this over and over. I know say, oh, AJ, you always, yes, you give us great commercials. They thrilling. They chill you to the bone. They get you excited. They get you to go to the military and serve. What about the exit strategy plan in media to give us our benefits? To tell us about, hey, you got this going on, you got this, but hey, we got this for you. You served, you came out, especially if you got your honorable discharge. Look, it should be no question asked. No questions asked. Get it done, give it to them in the hand, let them look it out, give them a call, do a commercial. So, I mean, you got a lot of things when you come back. A lot of things. And I didn't even go to war, but I had a lot of things when I came back, go to school, do this. But, hey, you need somebody to say, hey, look, bam, could have had a VA. Look, man, you got benefits down here. Why don't you go check this? Because you're not by yourself. You served. You're not by yourself. Come in. We can look this together. Nothing stopping you to do research and do stuff on your own. But, hey, you have a resource. And that resource needs to be vented and let the GI know, that's an old term, know that, hey, he has help. He has a helping hand. He has a shoulder to lean on. The other VA benefit services, the VA offers a full continuum of comprehensive medical services, including that for the woman. And some of the special ones is they got the women gender-specific healthcare, such as hormone replacement therapy, breast and gynecological gynecological care, maternity, and limited infertility, is excluding in vitro fertilization. You know, that means, I guess, with the test tube or something. Now, other benefits to of the interests of the women include children of women in Vietnam veterans may be eligible for health care and compensation for certain birth defects. You know, you went to war, man. You know, your body was shook up, and not saying that happened because you was in war, but hey, who knows? Scientists don't know everything. Doctors don't know everything. You was over there. Your baby comes out with some defect. You need some help because that could be thousands of dollars. It might not be millions, but if you're not making much, a few $100,000 might as well just be like $10 billion. You don't have it. And when you look at your insurance thing, most insurances don't cover it. So you need the VA for that. So that's a good point. You can get special monthly compensations, they call that the SMC, for the loss of the use of a specific organ or extremities, to include a hysterectomy or a loss of percentage of tissue from a single breast or both of your breasts for the women, a mastectomy or radiation treatment. And one of the paramount things, if the woman makes it through war and all this, to have experienced military sexual trauma, which they call MST. So they got counseling for that. We're not even gonna rant and rave about that, because you know how I feel. You know, somebody in the foxhole with you, hey, they are your battle buddy. You don't hurt your battle buddy. You got somebody already trying to hurt you. Is it local? Is it hard? But hey, I'm not here to judge anybody, but things happen. It happens. So we need to help correct it. The VA needs help correct it. And get those young ladies and women help that need it. Of course, how the women veterans can obtain local assistance. You know, you can always go to your VA. You can go here. You can go there. But one of the things I have for you, you can always go to our website. Always go to our website. Oh man, uh-oh, something went wrong. Well, you can always Saving Lives Inc. or .org. Go to the website or email us at info@savinglivesinc.org. Or you can always come. I'll take the burden of, you can email me, awilliams64.aw@gmail.com. Well, that was a recap on the women. Now we want to get into some, today our discussions about burial benefits. And if my thing is worked right, we will do this in a second. Look at this video.
Asked me, what would it take, what would it take for her to get the flag? And I was like, what do you mean the flag? How long has your husband been deceased? She said, well, he's been deceased. We had the funeral two months ago, but the funeral home said that I would be getting it in the mail. Oh my gosh, it broke my heart. To get the flag, and I want to get this one up just straight up. All these forms you can get at VA.gov. Okay. This one, 27200 explains the folds of the flag, and I don't know if it talks about why it's shaped like a triangle, but the reason why it's a triangle is it's symbolic to George Washington's hat. First.
So that was showing you about, that was one of the things, he was speaking about the flag thing. That's one of the, under the burial benefits that you can ask for a flag. Matter of fact, let's go over that. United States flag is provided at a no cost to drape the cassock or company of the urn of the deceased veteran who served honorably in the U.S. Armed Forces. It's furnished due to honor the memory of the veteran military service to his or her country. The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs will furnish this flag of memorization for each other than dishonorable discharge. Veterans who served during war times, veteran who died on active duty after May 27, 1941, veterans who served after January 31st, 1995, peacetime veterans who was discharged or released before June 27, 1950, certain persons who served in the Organization Military Forces of the Commonwealth of the Philippines while in service of the U.S. Armed Forces and who died on or after April 25, 1951, and certain former members of selected reserves. You can get that flag. That's part of one of the burial things. Well, families may apply for any of the benefits. You know, you could please call your nearest Veteran Service Office for assistance. One of the first packages under there, we look at the burial assistance plot intimate allowance. Certain benefits are available to assist the burial expenses of a deceased veteran. Eligibility is established if the veteran was entitled at the time of death to pension or compensation, or if the receipt of the military retired pay negotiates compensation. Eligibility is also established if the veteran died while hospitalized in a VA facility and at the VA's expense. So that's good. Well, what is also, you have a national cemetery burial. Now, the burial in a VA National Cemetery is available at no cost, unfortunately, to eligible veterans and their spouses and eligible dependents, and includes the grave site, the liner, the opening, and the closing of the grave, a headstone or a marker, and a perpetual care as part of the national shrine. For veterans, this benefit also includes a flag and a military honors. Matter of fact, I can speak on that. When I was stationed at Fort Polk, I had the opportunity to be on a burial detail. So I went through several parts of Louisiana and Arkansas. Oh, that's a real story in itself, but we'll talk about that later. Veterans, this benefit also includes a flag and military honors and so forth as a presidential memorial certificate. Now, the flag is also a real honor, man, to have. I mean, especially when it's given to you by your soldiers and your unit, you know, with the colors, man. That's just awesome, man. It was a great day, you know, especially with the seven gun salute. I loved it, you know. It was honorable to see, you know, guys served and the camaraderie of, you know, military guys taking care of one of their own. That's a great thing. Anywhere you at, that's a great thing. I did mention about the grave marker or the headstone. Now, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs will furnish a headstone or marker upon request without charge for the unmarked grave of a veteran who was separated from service under the conditions other than dishonorable, or who died on active duty. So, in essence, I'm a veteran. My family can request that, and they will give you that. Also, for the family, they have bereavement counseling. The VA vet centers provide bereavement counseling to all family members of service members who died while on active duty. Now, I didn't die on active duty. And if I pass out here, I'm not on active, so I don't get it. So, no problem. But I do get the flag, I can get the grave marker, and so forth. Now, for erecting the headstone and stuff, in Illinois, they pay up to allowable reimbursement. I believe that amount is currently, the maximum amount is $100 payable upon approval of the application. Right. Well, grave registration. Now, Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs maintains a roll of honor of all known veterans buried in the state of Illinois. So you should be able to find him. Somebody's a vet and he was buried in there, and especially you gave him a military burial with the colors, should be able to find him. So if somebody's looking for, trying to do a family tree thing, and he was a vet and they know he's a vet, because I even seen programs where they going way back to World War I, the Civil War. Actually, I know a lady in my father's hometown of Bastrop, Louisiana. She was my father's and sister's teacher in grammar school. Her daddy, a few years prior to me getting down there, was given awards that he earned back in the Civil War. Man, well, actually not her daddy, her granddaddy. That was wild. You even have programs for indigent veterans. Now, the County Veterans Assistance Commission provides a burial for honorable discharge indigent veterans or their mothers, fathers, spouses, or surviving minor children without sufficient means of paying. Now, the maximum benefit is only $900, and we know a burial costs more than that, but hey, if they're going to give you $900, why not take it? Why not get that? I mean, hey, every little bit counts, eh? Well, that was most of the burial. That was really kind of short and sweet, and so we probably could I'd like to touch on now some housing benefits. We might have to finish this next week because I know we're going to be coming up short. We have the housing benefits. We have one thing, a package under there, which is the home loan guarantee. Now, the VA home loan guarantees are designed to help veterans revisit and unmarried surviving spouses obtain homes and refinance loans. In addition to periods of eligibility and conditions of service requirements, applicants must have a good credit rating, sufficient income, a certificate of eligibility, and agree to live in the property. So you just can't be buying it and just for income property, so you got to be ready to live in it and all that. The VA guaranteed loan can be used for buying a home, manufacture a home, or a condominium, build and repair, or improve a home, including energy efficient improvements, refinancing an existing loan. You got special adapted housing tax exemption. This is a state exemption allowed to assess the value of your property for federal funds. Could be used for purchase or construction of specialities. Unmarried surviving spouses resides in the property to apply the contact. And of course, we're about to wind down, man. Time just flies by, man. It just flies by. So I guess next week we have to pick up and finish some of these housing benefits. but it has been a good one. And you know, I'm AJ Williams, and the show is the VetMed Report, Saving Lives.